Hello and welcome to Let's Get Acquainted with Hillary Gooden. This is the International Women's History Month. And so we're celebrating women globally that have done such great things to help push forward us today. We want to remember those that have had an impact in our lives, those whether we know them personally or they're just someone that we all know that has made a difference to us. And we also want to make a difference to those that are coming behind us. So join in the conversation. If we say something that intrigues you or that you have a comment about, just feel free to put it in the comment section so that we can shout you out. As you come in, please do share the broadcast out. And then when you come back in, let us know where you're coming in from. We'll find out where my guest is coming in from. And I have with me today Marlena Umoh. And she's someone I recently met, and it's always so great getting to know people and getting acquainted. So I'm going to play a quick commercial that's going to give us time to share the broadcast out and to also uh, tag a friend, let somebody know that we're here having this conversation and they are welcome to come right on in. So here we go, and we'll see you in a few. Hi, busy women leaders. I'm talking to you. Are you juggling your family, your business, your career, and your health? Afraid that if just one ball drops to the ground, everything could fall apart because everybody's looking at you. You're stressed and overwhelmed. You're looking for answers, for help that's real help, for solutions. I have Vibrant Life Solutions that can help you. I am Hillary Gooden, the Vibrant Life Coach, author, speaker, lymphologist, and pastor. I empower busy women leaders with strategies to reduce stress and anxiety while increasing energy, clarity of mind, better sleep, better health, and vitality. Oh yeah, and boost your immunity. If you're ready for that, you say, I need that in my life right now. Let's connect. You can reach me at www.hillarygooden.com. You can direct message me on Facebook or LinkedIn at Hillary Gooden. Or else if you would like to get on a free 20-minute strategy call, a clarity call, go to bit.ly/Hillary Gooden. That's bit.ly/Hillary Gooden. I absolutely believe you got the power to help your body, help you live a more vibrant life. Well, okay, welcome back. Let me just go right ahead and bring on my guest. Hi, Marlena. How are you this
Hi,
evening?
I'm good. How are you, Hillary?
I'm wonderful.
Good.
I'm so glad to have you on and excited to hear more about what it is that you do in the world because I think it's timely because I've been hearing about it a lot in the news and we're not going to talk about it, folks. So stay tuned toward the end. But right now we want to have this discussion. First of all, we want to know where you coming in from.
I am Houston, Texas. That's where I'm from right now. I'm originally from Ohio, Cleveland, Ohio, and I
Okay.
relocated. So I'm here now in Houston.
To some warm weather. Ugh.
Yeah.
And
Well,
I'm
not
up here.
today. Not
Not today.
today. Today is raining, but it's okay.
All right. So I'm up here in the Chicagoland area. Again, as you come in, let us know where you're coming in from so we can shout you out. And so this is the International Women's History Month. Is this something that you celebrated in the past, Marlena?
Yes, actually, I'm all for women empowerment. I believe that women are we're we're the creators of humans. We're the creators of businesses of all kind of things. So I'm all about Women's International Month and year. We should celebrate
Yeah,
each other every year, all
all
year.
year long.
Yeah,
I know.
yeah.
And that's partly why I have this show here celebrating. I have a few men that have been on the show, but basically it's been women because
Okay.
we're doing so many fabulous, empowering, important,
Yes.
things to help other women from around the world. So it's just exciting to be able to showcase, bring you forth, and allow you to have a space to let people know, hey, I'm here. This is what I'm doing,
Yes.
and so people will know about it otherwise. And
Right.
so the thing that they have every year they have a new theme for this month. This particular one is accelerating equality and empowerment for women.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just mentioning, before we came live, that it's amazing that we're still having this conversation about women equality. What
Right.
are your thoughts just overall about that?
Well, I feel like I think we've come a long way. Of course, it was a time we couldn't vote and things like that. But I do believe that we need to go even further because women, we make an impact. We're leaders. We're creators. We're leaders. We can lead companies. We can lead the world if we wanted to. So I
Yeah.
think that we still have a long way to go.
Yeah, while you were talking, it made me think about the women. What was the name of the movie where the women that helped NASA, that we just
Oh.
heard about them?
Mm-hmm.
They were there. They were a crucial part of history, but they didn't get their due until recently. I mean,
Right.
recently. And we who else is out there that has done something so great that we don't know nothing about because
Right.
she never got mentioned,
Right.
you
There's a
know.
lot of people. A lot of
I'm
women.
sure it. I'm sure it is.
Mhm.
And so when we talk about equality, um, you talked about equality in the workplace.
Mhm.
I'm retired now, but
Mhm.
have you ever had to deal with equality issues as a woman on a job?
Yeah, I've worked at corporate for over 20 something years, and a lot of times men overrule things, or they come into position, and that's who they want in position. So what I did find though, after a while, women were stepping up as team leaders. I was a team leader of a team. They were stepping up as managers. I think the whole customer service, when I was in customer service, was women.
Mm,
So and it was a woman manager. So
mm,
I think places have come a long way, and before that there were males.
yeah.
So a lot of women have come a long way in different places, and I think we have a lot of courage and a lot of you know education and things like that, that we can go further. We can become things that we never thought we could become before.
And women just bring a different secret sauce
Yeah.
to the equation because we think different than men. We're
Yes.
made to think different than men.
Yes.
So we need to be in spaces,
We do,
you
and
know,
have an input. Yeah.
because
Yeah.
we just by that alone, that you just getting one side, one side, one side, one side, and you're
Hmm.
not bringing in the whole realm of
Yeah.
womanliness that can help to elevate an
Hmm.
organization or a department or whatever it is, you know.
I'd say the world would be ran differently if a woman was had some input more often. Things
And
would be different.
do you think we're very far from that happening?
No. I think
Mm,
every year, I think we're getting closer and closer to a woman actually running this country.
yeah.
You know,
We got a vice president, and
right?
that has never ever been. And I
Never.
don't think we're that far off from seeing a woman president and being able to see what the difference could be,
Right.
in how the country would run. And
Right.
it's amazing.
I think people would be surprised if a woman, ran this country. So.
hmm We're not far, people. And if you believe that we're not far, if you're listening, you believe that we're not far, put a one in the comment from having
Yeah.
a woman president, because it just needs to happen. It's just a lot of firsts going on.
Right.
You know, the first Black president, we never ever thought we all lived long enough to see that actually happen. And then
Right.
they had this woman vice president. So, you know, it just made me think,
Maybe
mm,
someone is raising the next
you
woman
know,
president,
and it
right?
doesn't matter what color she is or what
Hmm.
that is, just being by virtue of being a woman, period, would
Hmm.
be, it's got to happen. And
Right.
so we're talking about equality and then also empowerment.
Mm.
You know, women need to be empowered. You know, not that men don't need to be, you know,
Right.
empowered,
Yeah.
but it needs to start early. Because I know I went through a lot that if there were more avenues of making it normal to empower girls,
Yeah.
uh, you know, some of the things that I went through, I don't believe I would have gone through and just being so shy and all of that kind of stuff.
Hmm.
What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm actually still a little shy, but I was always shy growing up, and it kept me from a lot of things. You know, it kept me
Hmm.
from believing that I could do certain things or not be fearful. But I see it in my children now. I'm doing differently, and I could tell in my oldest daughter, she has no fear. I mean, she, you know, to a certain extent, but she has no fear, and she believes it, and she can achieve it, and she will go for it, whether she
Yeah,
fails or not. You know. So
yeah, that's
I'm like, that's who I wanted to be when I was growing up.
I know. Because sometimes I see different young women, young girls even that are
Hmm.
inventing things that are
Yeah.
making them set for life
Hmm.
already.
Hmm.
You know,
I
as
right.
children, it's just like, oh my God, look at
Right.
this.
I'm seeing that.
Yeah,
But
and
I
even
think it's the new generation too, though. You know, they don't have fear like we used to have fear. You know, they believe things that they don't see the same stuff that we saw. You know, so I
yeah,
think that it helps them to push themselves a little further and
yeah,
become more than what we thought we could.
and they see themselves.
Yes.
You know, they see other young people doing some of the things that they would like to do and prospering, not just financially, but actually making a difference. You
Hmm.
know, so they
Hmm.
it's feel like it's normal.
Right.
What can I find to do? You know,
Right.
and I think it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So again, this is the international. We're talking about not just here in America, but globally,
Yeah.
recognizing women who have had a great impact. And, you know, whether it's your school teacher or whether it's uh, who are some of the people like you go back to Harriet Tubman or you
Right.
move forward some to, I don't want to mess up names. I should have had a list of women. Who are some women in history that come to your mind?
Let's see. Um,
Madam C.J. Walker. If you can think of
yeah.
somebody in the comments, put it
I
in the
was gonna
comments
say
below.
my mind is blank, but there's a
Yeah,
lot of women.
yeah.
Um,
Don't fight it. But did you have any women in your life like a school teacher? Did you have a school teacher that you'll never forget? You still know her by name, him or her that
I
affect. Well, we're
do.
talking about hers today.
Yeah. I actually had my fifth grade teacher, Mrs. Williams. She stood out to me because it was my first time during the month, I just want to say, and she was there for me. She
Mm,
stepped up for me. She kind of taught me a little bit, not because I don't think my mom was ready. I was 10. So I don't
yeah.
think my mom was ready yet. But
Mm,
we was just learning this in school, and she kind of stood out. I had another teacher who was a music teacher in ninth grade,
mm,
and she kind of pulled me aside and was talking to me kind of like a mentor, so
yeah.
those two people, they stood out all
Yeah.
these years.
I know. I have a teacher, Miss Hudson, and I'll never ever forget her because
Mm,
she made me. I always tell this story, but there was a school in the community that we could go to, like you were assigned to go to once you graduate from eighth grade to go to a particular high school, depending on where you lived. But
mm-hmm.
you know, and but there was one school where children came from all over the city, but you had to take an exam. And I
Okay.
didn't sign up to take the exam because this is you got to take an exam. It must be hard.
Right.
And she said, Hillary, I noticed that you did not put your name on the list. And I was like, it's a test. She said, And I don't even know what all this woman said. I just remember that what she said made me live. Where is the list?
Right.
And then I passed, and I was able to
Yeah.
go to this particular school. So I'll never forget her because she made me see something in myself that I
Yes.
didn't know was there. And that's
Hmm.
how we want to be an impact
Right.
on you, like you say, your daughter,
Hmm.
your nieces, and then from outside, whoever that you can impact, to just make them believe in themselves.
Yeah.
And so,
Yeah.
yeah. Any comment there before we move right on into finding out more about you?
Well, I would say I'm really into women empowerment. I believe that, we as women, we're stronger than what we believe that we are, and we can do, I believe, anything. So
Yeah.
if there's any women out there who are going through something or, believe in yourself, write down who you are and what you accomplished. That'll remind you, I'm sorry, that will remind you
Yeah.
what you need to do, and who
Mm,
you can become. So,
yes.
yeah.
Believe in yourself. Dig down deep if you have to. It's
Yes.
there. And
Yes.
so, Marlena, this is Marlena Umoh. And tell us your title that you go by again.
I am the motherhood coach. So
Okay. Wait,
I,
wait, wait. The motherhood coach.
the motherhood coach.
She's getting ready to tell us, she's not going to tell us about that just first, but tell us about Marlena Umoh, anything that you would like us to know, and then just move right on into what it is you're doing in this world as the motherhood coach to help other
Okay.
women.
Well, I am a wife. I'm married to a pastor, Grant Umoh. I'm a mother. I have 4 children. My oldest is 21. I have a 18-year-old. I have an 11-year-old, about to be 12, and I have a almost 1-year-old. So, and you heard the dog back
Yeah,
there,
yeah.
but
Is that
so
a female dog?
a male. No, he's a
Oh,
male. He
okay,
follows me everywhere I go. Yeah,
okay.
and he's about as 13 pounds, so he's little. But so I went to school. I did the education thing, trying to find my way. I got my bachelor's in social science, and then I went to get my master's in public health. I also did some training, which I guess we'll get to that later. But did some training in womb health. I did some life coaching. I have all kind of different education backgrounds and trainings because I believe in forever learning.
Yeah,
I'm a
me too.
forever researcher,
Yes, I
so
believe that
I'm
too.
always training in something. But I went to train at Love My Womb Academy. So she was another Tracy Swint, Bryant Swint. She's another person that touched me as far as women's health and womb health and everything. So,
Mhm.
but I've been working with women from domestic violence to I volunteered at the food shelter place, the homeless shelter. I've been doing all kind of things with women and
Yeah.
children since I was little. So,
Okay.
been working with women forever.
Yeah, but that's good. You said since you were little, and
Hmm.
that's a beautiful thing. I think we need to teach our children to volunteer to
Yeah.
helping other people. It's a beautiful thing.
Yes.
So
Makes them
tell
less
us,
spoiled.
yes.
Hmm.
So tell us what made you be interested in womb health.
Well, I think it started actually I want to say 33 or 34, and I was kind of in a toxic relationship, and I went to the doctor. I didn't know what was going on, but I went to the doctor, and I had to get a colonoscopy at 30 something years old, and they found a polyp there. So I
Mhm.
think after that is what started my natural health. I started
Mhm.
researching things and trying to figure out, my body and how to heal myself. And then I went through a spiritual awakening where, I
Mhm.
believe that God was talking to me and he's trying to call me closer to him, so that went to that. And then in 2019 is when I moved to Houston. And that's when I realized, womb health, I'm really into that. So I started looking into it and I found Love My Womb Academy, and I
Mhm.
saw they had a class in Atlanta, Georgia. So I I went there and took the class for the weekend. We stayed at the resort and everything. And I learned so much. It opened up the door to even more. It's not only just physical, but spiritual and mental health that you're looking at when you're doing womb health, you know.
Mhm.
And so after that, you know, I started doing even more and looking at more into natural health. And so when I had my daughter, my last daughter, I had her naturally, and I had no drugs, no anything, and just me and God at that moment, because it was yeah.
So you had it at home?
No, I had her in a birthing center. So
That's
yeah,
still outside of a hospital?
yes, yes.
Okay.
They don't do any medication or anything like that if you don't, you know, prefer it. They don't do it there, but if you prefer it, you have to go to the hospital. So they're about natural health and you know, doing things the natural way.
So did that experience go as you expected it, or was it better than what you expected? You know, how was it?
I want to say the overall experience, not having any drugs, not having anything the whole time, it was a different experience. It was a good experience. It was a different experience, and I felt really good. I was, you know, I'm older, and
Yeah, yeah.
I felt better than when I had my other children. You know, and when I had her, she came 2 weeks early, but she was perfect when she came out. When she came out, she was looking at me, you know, just staring up at me. Yeah, her eyes on me. She was staring up at me, and we was looking at each other.
No
And
wonder she didn't say hello.
yeah, and I want to say her first words was "eat." She was hungry. So yeah, it was a I would say I would never change that moment. I am not gonna say it wasn't painful, but you know, to this day, it's not something that I dwell on. You know, I've had epidurals, I've had medication before in the past, and I can say this one was a lot easier. I recovered faster, and everything seemed perfect. So yeah.
So I have another question. So how long, like if you work, this is something that you work with women on, right?
Yes.
Preparing them for such. So how long a process do women have to go through with you to prepare for birth, having natural birth?
Well, actually, you know, I start working with women in fertility if they're wanting to, you know, go natural there or enhance their fertility time. And I would say working with women starting even 6 months earlier, because your body has to get used to, you know, if you haven't been eating right, if you haven't been exercising, you know, when you're pregnant, you go through so many things and you can't control it. You know, your blood pressure. I had to control my blood pressure while I was pregnant, you know. And I did it naturally. I did it by eating and exercising. So
Yeah,
you have to kind of prepare your body for something that's about to grow in your body, you know, that you have to take care of. So
yeah,
I would say, you know, fertility probably about 6 months ahead of time if you know, are planning that for birth. You know, I try to work with women when they first find out, you know.
yeah,
I think the earlier the better, because you know, a lot of women have questions. I still had questions, you know, going through my fourth one, because this is totally different.
yeah,
And so women have questions. They go through different things. They don't, if they're in the hospital, they don't understand what the doctor is saying. Sometimes, you know, they don't know what to do. So I'm there to guide them. I'm not a doctor, but I'm there to help. I'm a coach. I'm a doula. So I can help them through the
that
process.
was my next question.
Yeah, and make sure the one thing that I want to say is make sure they're not alone. They don't feel alone. They don't feel
Yeah,
judged. You know, because
yeah,
a lot of women, if they have questions about their body, they may feel judged. And I'm not there to judge. I'm there to prevent and to solve a problem. So, you know,
yeah.
I'm there to help.
Whew,
Yeah.
that's a lot. I had to just take a breath
And
myself.
right. And I say I had my daughter in the water in the bathtub. And
Yeah.
that was another experience there. So
Wow, that is just so amazing.
mhm.
And so when you're working with the women, do you work with have there been times where you work with the woman and her husband or her partner?
in
I prefer it because the man, they go through different. I can tell from my husband the emotions that they go through. They go through changes also. They can go through. I don't think it's called postpartum, but malepartum. They go through that. They're trying to deal with a new baby as well. So I think and even infertility, the men. It's important that they eat right. It's important that they do what they need to do. It's not just the woman. So it takes two. And two people need to be involved, I think so.
Wow. So, but if you're listening to this, we're talking with Marlena Umoh, who is tell me again,
a motherhood coach.
Motherhood coach. And it's a lot to it, and she's doing some amazing work. If you're interested in connecting with her, if you know somebody that you would like to refer to her for what she is doing, just put it in the comments below and let them know how can they connect with you.
I'm on Facebook. They can come on Facebook, Marlena Umoh. I'm also the motherhood coach on there as well. You can reach me on my LinkedIn, Sacred Lily Holistic Care, and also on Instagram.
Say that again and say it slower.
Sacred Lily Holistic Care.
Okay.
So they can reach me on LinkedIn, Instagram with that.
Okay. Wow, I'm just amazed. And so I was going to ask you, and then I heard you say you are also a doula.
Yes.
So this is just your name, motherhood coach, but it's being a doula, or is there some kind of distinction there?
Well, it's when I thought of the name, I was praying about it, and I said, okay, what can encompass everything that I'm doing, from fertility to postpartum and in between, and motherhood coach came up. So it entails doula, the birth doula, the postpartum doula, fertility doula, and I'm a coach. So I'm a life and health coach.
Right.
So, yeah.
All of it comes into play. Even this, like you said, the spiritual.
Yes.
You can't leave that out.
No,
I think it's amazing.
I'm telling you, when I was pushing my daughter, that's the only thing that helped me. I was like, okay, God, it's me and you and this baby. Well, that's all I got. Because actually, my midwife and the nurse, they were like, okay, you're fine. I'm gonna walk away for a minute. My daughter, she was there. She was sleeping, and my husband, he wasn't up. So I was like, okay, I feel like I'm about to push, and I'm by myself. I felt like, wait a minute. So I started praying, and I started using my affirmations and things that was helping me empower myself,
Yes. I love it. I've never birthed any children. And so, this is just like me standing on the outside. Having no, only imagine, But I know that there are plenty of people that are hearing this and will hear this broadcast who know exactly what you're talking about.
Yes.
From the aspect of the epidurals and all of that, doing it the usual or the you don't want to say just the regular. What's the word
considered the normal way or something? I don't know. A lot of people a lot of people, when I was pregnant, a lot of people were getting away from it. They didn't want to use the epidural because they were, there's some things that they don't want to put in their body. So, and they want to feel that experience. And sometimes the epidural may not let you do that.
Yeah. So I think it is totally amazing what you're doing, and just helping, because we have so much mortality going on.
That's exactly why I got in there.
Because I know we talked about that before. We would have to come back on another time to talk about that aspect. But that's a big thing. They were just talking about it in the news here today, about the mortality rate of women giving birth. And it ought not to be. This is 2023.
And
the United States of America.
Yeah. The most time that we have the mortality is postpartum time. So when women get home and they're bleeding internally or something's wrong, they think they're fine and they're not. And so, and a doula can help you, a postpartum doula. That's what they're there for, to help you look for the signs and to see if you're okay, make sure the baby's okay. And if you have to go to the hospital, then that's the perfect time to hurry up and get there.
Yeah.
But a lot of women may not know that.
Yes. Well, again, everyone, this is Marlena Umoh, and she is the motherhood coach. Did I say all of it?
Yes, ma'am.
The motherhood coach. And so if
Yes.
you're interested in not going the usual, regular, normal, what's known as the normal way, but we all know, long, long, long time ago, unless there was some complication, this the normal way is the way that she's advocating here. And
Yes.
so if you're interested or you know someone that is interested and you have questions and you like to know more, you can connect with her at Marlena Umoh on Facebook or under Sacred Lily. Say that again, Sacred Lily.
Sacred Lily Holistic Care on Instagram.
On Instagram. And
Mm-hmm.
so I'm so excited that you came on and shared what you're doing here in the world, because you can help people not only locally, right? You can help people globally.
Yes, I am helping someone in Nigeria right now.
All right.
She's trying to get pregnant, so I'm
Praise,
helping her. Yeah.
praise God. I'm just excited to know you. So
Thank
if you can leave one nugget of what we talked about as far as this being the International Women's History Month,
Mm-hmm.
and what we talked about as far as what you do, just wrap it up in one nugget, what would that be?
I would say live your purpose. God has everyone here for a purpose. And, if you have trouble finding that, talk to me. I can talk to you and we can figure it out or something, but everyone has a purpose, so I would say live it.
Yes. Well, I am Hillary Gooden. Can I ask you? I'm going to put you in the back room. I'm so glad that you came on, but
Yes,
please in the backstage. So please don't leave.
I won't.
I just want to. I'm going to close this out, but I'm so excited that you came on and you're a part of this month. I think this was the best time to have you on
Yes,
to
thank
talk
you for
about
this
what you do.
opportunity. Yes.
Yes, and so I'm just going to close this out now.
Okay, bye.
Wow. Bye now. This was a wonderful guest, Marlena Umoh. I thought I knew some of the things. That's what's so great about Let's Get Acquainted, because you find out more just by having a conversation. And so I'm Hillary Gooden, and I am the lymphatic system health expert, and I can help you. I work with women that are women entrepreneurs and leaders over 40 that are looking for strategies. They're looking for ways to have better health and a more vibrant life. If that's you, you see right there, you can call me for or sign up for a strategy call, for a clarity call to find out what's ailing you is something I can help you with. And so that's bit.ly/speak with Hillary. bit.ly/speak with Hillary for your complimentary clarity call. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching and sharing. And visit again on next week every Thursday from 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern. Join me again for Let's Get Acquainted with Hillary Gooden. Good night.